Hello, Jefferson Multimedia. What's going on? I wanted to share something with you before we had our radio commercials come due. A student turned their work in today, and it had been peer evaluated by two classmates. I wanted to look at it and talk about the importance of peer editing and just awareness of the stuff we're doing. Because if there's one thing that you've really heard me stress since we started this unit, and I've stressed it my entire 25-year teaching career, is we need to start with those first grade standards. We need to capitalize the first word in every sentence. We need to put a period at the end of every single sentence. And I've done some highlighting. This is a piece of work from one of my students, and I have that student's permission to share it with you. We're going to look at how we can change it and how we can make it better. I don't want you to worry about that student's grade because I've given them a grade of 100 for allowing me to share this with you. So whoever wrote this, thank you. And let's talk about the level of awareness we need versus the level of awareness that we have. Every sentence I see on this page, except for one, does not have a capital letter at the beginning. So how many of those first grade errors are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 sentences that aren't capitalized. Look at the end of the sentences. How many of them have punctuations at the end? 0. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. So in one page of text, we have 21 first grade errors. This was peer evaluated by 2 other students. That means 3 different students looked at this, and I was the only one who realized there were 21 first grade errors. Remember, these are basic rules that we need to follow every single sentence. Every single sentence you need to write for the rest of your career in school needs to have a capital letter at the beginning, and it needs to have a period at the end. My question for the 2 people that peer reviewed this is, if someone is struggling with writing this much, and you can see they put work into creating good stuff, why didn't you tell them to capitalize those letters? Why didn't you tell them to put a period at the end of each and every sentence? So when you peer evaluate, I should look over, I should see you working together. I should see you sitting at the person's desk, the 2 of you sitting together, both looking at the computer, grading their work. And one thing I want you to do, I don't want you to take the other person's computer and do the work for them. While you're grading and evaluating someone's work, if they have lots of capitalization and punctuation errors, here's what I want you to do. Take a pencil or your finger or point at the screen and say, hey, this W needs to be capitalized. Let them capitalize it. Go to the next one. Capitalize this Y. Next one. Capitalize this G. Next one. Capitalize this D and this S and this W and this W. And then we need to put a period at the end of every sentence or an exclamation point. We need to spend a lot more time looking at our work. I think we're so much into asking ourselves the question, how can I make the teacher happy? We're not realizing it isn't about the emotions of the teacher. It's about meeting the academic standards that we've been taught. This isn't about the teacher's feelings half as much as it is remembering the stuff that we have learned from first grade. If you're an 8th grader, remembering the stuff that you have literally heard me repeat a couple of 100 times over the past 3 years. We know what to do, but we're just not doing it. So take the time and grade each other's work with care. If the teacher's the only one who can see and find those mistakes, it's going to cost you points. Not because the teacher is mad or angry, but we need to write at a higher level, and we should be helping each other out. So make sure you do that. When I look at people's work and I see they're trying their best to get stuff done, but they have issues, they have shortcomings, we've got to lift each other up. Otherwise, peer evaluation is for nothing, our grades stay low, and then we stay in our emotions and we just get angry about it because, well, the teacher's mad at me or the teacher doesn't like my work. And that's not what school is about. Remember, the main point is to make us independent, to let us be independent thinkers so we can work on our own. So take the time and make sure we're doing this right. Be diligent with it, because the whole point of this assignment was to let us do what we normally do, to write a silly, crazy radio commercial to let us clown for a grade. And this is why I'm so tight on please no video games during class ever, even if you're done with the assignment, because so many of us are working at a level where we're not even aware of what our mistakes are. We're just getting something done and hoping the teacher likes it. When in reality, I want us to think about the grade sheet, right? Because the grade sheet only had 3 things to look at: grammar, time, like how long was it, and then storytelling. And one other thing, this is a story where you have a dad and a son who are telling cheesy dad jokes, and at the end, the dad says, "I'm so proud of you," and cries. Remember in the rubric where I said, don't make your story sound like mine? Do you remember what my story was about? It was about a dad and a son telling cheesy dad jokes, and in the end, the dad says, "I'm so proud of you," and cries. But the people who did the peer evaluation gave the person a 4 out of 5 and said it was really original. So don't be afraid to tell your classmates, here's where you need to improve your work. And I think the main thing we need to remember is this: grading someone's work, you're not grading them as a person. You're not judging them as a person. You're just judging the value of their work. And if you help them get rid of all those mistakes, their grades go up. And then what happens with their emotions? They feel better. So don't be stuck in the whole I have to make the teacher happy model, when in reality, the only thing you have to make happy is the grade sheet. If you meet the requirements of the grade sheet, the grade goes up by itself. We will feel better, we will achieve more, and school will be a better place. Seriously. That's all I got. Thanks. Bye-bye.